Donald Trump was on Long Island last night for an event hosted by Fox Nation, and he received this Patriot of the Year award. And how they came to that conclusion, I have no idea. But that's one of the things with people on the right that really irritate me. They think they've got a majority on patriotism, and only they can be patriots. And it really is kind of sickening with how they do that. But anyway, he was talking about elections, and he's back on his no early voting stuff and all the changes. He wants to go in and really change elections. Well, what does he want to do? No early voting, all in-person, same-day voting, all paper ballots, no voting machines, voter ID, and citizenship papers. Well, first of all, there's many problems with that. But let's start with the big one. The Constitution gives every state the ability to set the parameters for their own elections outside of the date that the election is held. Because Election Day is held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November every 2 years. That's it. That has already been established. Beyond that, each state can set their own parameters. Do the polls close at 7? Do they close at 8? Do they close at 9? What time do they open? Where are the polling places? And what is required to register to vote? How often do you have to update your voter's registration status? All that stuff. States are given broad authority to regulate it themselves. And Donald Trump doesn't care about that, but he went on to rail about this idea. There was a law passed in California where local cities and counties are not able to enact any sort of voter ID law because state law says, once you're registered, that's all that you need. Well, he was like, this is ridiculous. They can't even ask for your voter ID. Well, no one has an actual voter ID. You go in, you show your government issued ID, your passport, your driver's license, or just your state identification card, whatever you've got, and that's what you do. There is no voter ID. And as far as citizenship papers, that's another piece of documentation that people have to always have when they want to go vote. And not everybody has access to it. And not everybody has the financial means to go get it. Just like requiring birth certificates and things like that. Well, now you run into a problem for somebody who has legally changed their name, and sometimes multiple times. They need to have copies of every court order where they've changed their name, plus their birth certificate, plus their ID. It becomes a logistical nightmare. So, and I just don't think it's going to happen. But he's on this bullshit. And they don't have the votes in Congress to pass an amendment, which is probably what it would take to strip the power from the states to conduct their own elections. Beyond that, you're not going to get 38 states to pass a constitutional amendment taking away their own power to conduct their own elections the way they see fit. So it's probably going to be nothing. But I figured for sure he was going to drop this idea of the election stuff because he won. But no, he's back on it, at least right now, because it's at the forefront of his thought. He can't run for election again, and I guarantee you he may say something later, but this will probably be more of him saying it now and forgetting about it between now and when he's out of office.